Of TV23's Internet provided by SWKO Wireless Internet. Covering the High Plains with news, weather, and information. From TV23 Studios in Sublette, this is High Plains Today.
Good Wednesday, everybody. It's February 21st, 2018. Welcome to High Plains Today here on TV23. On today's show, I'm going to be talking with Haskell County Sheriff Troy Briggs and County Attorney Lynn Kane. They got a big program coming up this weekend over in Satanta, and we're going to discuss it. In the meantime, let's see what's happening. The Perryton Independent School District released a statement yesterday that is investigating a potential improper restraint or unauthorized force allegations against certain educators toward a student at Williams Elementary School. According to the interim superintendent, Robin Fultz, Central Administration has notified the student's parents, law enforcement, and Child Protective Services. The school district has also launched its own investigation immediately upon receiving the allegations. Now, the employees involved have been placed on administrative leave until the pending investigation is closed. Garden City Community College's students will see a $4 increase in student fees per credit hour and a $100 increase in room and board fees for the 2018-19 school year after the Garden City Community College Board of Trustees voted yesterday to unanimously increase the fees. Students are currently paying $35 per credit hour. The $4 increase was recommended by college administration, which also called for no increase in the tuition. The administration also recommended and the trustees approved a $100 increase in annual student housing rates due to additional debt service on the student housing and expected increases in utilities and insurance. The approved rates for 2018-19 are $100 per credit hour for in-state tuition fees and $114 per credit hour for border states tuition and $119 per credit hour for out-of-state tuition, and the $137 per credit hour for international tuition and fees. The Garden City High School, they were placed in lockdown yesterday afternoon when a panic alarm was inadvertently activated. School resource officers were able to verify the false alarm as additional officers already were responding to assist. And the Ford County Commission, they approved Resolution 2018-5 at their meeting yesterday. This resolution activates a burn ban in all of Ford County. The ban will remain in effect until the dry conditions improve. Lawmakers at the state capitol are busy trying to pass bills before tomorrow's turnaround deadline. Turnaround deadline means if a bill is not passed this week, it likely won't be taken up this session unless the bill comes from one of the three exempt committees or leadership has requested to take the bill up at a later date. In the House of Representatives, the debate over the qualifications needed to run for statewide offices lasted more than an hour. Statewide offices include the Governor, Secretary of State, and Attorney General's office. Under the proposal, a person would have to be 18 years old to run. Currently, Kansas doesn't have any requirements in place for a person to run for statewide office. There were a number of amendments offered to the bill, like moving the age up to 30 to run for governor. It was rejected. One amendment added to the bill, though, requires every candidate running for Attorney General be licensed to practice law in the state of Kansas. Republican gubernatorial candidate Chris Kobach came under fire yesterday for campaign claims that his grip on the Secretary of State's office budget resulted in spending reductions of millions of dollars annually. Kobach, elected Secretary of State back in 2010, said the office's budget had been slashed 34% under his watch. He said the record of financial efficiency in the Secretary of State's office reflected 18% shrinkage in the staff, renegotiation of vendor contracts, and the decision to slow spending from the federally funded Help America Vote Act. Now, former state representative Mark Hutton, who is also campaigning for the Republican nomination for governor, said HAVA expenditures accounted for nearly all the decline in spending by the Secretary of State. Annual HAVA expenditures typically for purchase of voting equipment or campaigns to inspire people to go to the polls dropped from $2.6 million in 2010 to $376,000 in 2017. Hutton said Kobach should accurately portray evolution of the Secretary of State's office's budget because Kansans deserve the truth and they deserve a governor that will rebuild our state government and their trust. In response, Kobach said Hutton was having difficulty grasping how the HAVA budget was controlled by the Secretary of State. Sure, we haven't heard the last of that. A ban on wheel spinning and tire squealing advanced in the Kansas House yesterday. The bill, which would set a $100 fine for violations, advanced on a 59-55 vote. It would apply to moving and stationary vehicles in normal road conditions. Wheel spinning may sound like something lawmakers would have banned already, but Kansas law already prohibits exhibition of speed or acceleration. But the definition of what that means is loose enough that the Kansas Supreme Court last year threw out a conviction for driving under the influence that began with a traffic stop made under the current law. Travis Sharp was pulled over in Olathe back in 2013 after a Johnson County Sheriff's deputy saw him revving his engine, smelled rubber, and saw smoke coming from underneath his vehicle. Sharp was at a light and not moving. Only after the stop did the officer begin to suspect he was driving under the influence. Supreme Court ultimately found that the current law implies that a vehicle must be moving for an exhibition of speed or acceleration to take place. Because Sharp's vehicle wasn't moving, the officer lacked reasonable suspicion to make the initial stop. And here's one for you. Now pay attention to this. It has been reported to the Meade Police Department that the eggs are flying. In the last 3 days, they have had multiple reports of vehicles being egged. Now, if you are caught participating in this activity, you can be charged with a Class B misdemeanor. This carries penalties up to $1,000 in fines and 6 months in jail, along with restitution for the damaged vehicle. Now, this is considered criminal damage to property. So, Meade, stop it. All right, that's a look at some of the stuff that's happening out there. Going to be cold. Hey, we might get a little precipitation in the way of snow, maybe a little freezing drizzle. Be back with the weather right after this.
You're watching High Plains Today on TV 23 with host Chris Jewell. TV 23's internet service and 4G live streaming provided by United Wireless. Coverage you deserve. Service you expect. United Wireless.
College is great, but before you enroll, which do you think is a better way to earn your degree? Live on campus in a dorm where you can't sleep, with a roommate you can't stand, attend lectures that you can't hear, with cafeteria food that you can't eat, or learn online at Independence University. On the porch with your puppy, in the kitchen with your kitten, on your bed with your bunny, your campus is wherever you want it to be. Heck, you could earn your degree while wearing your PJs or while eating BLT with your baby, because you don't go to college. College goes to you. Complete your courses around your schedule. That's Independence. That's Independence University. No alarm clocks, no snoring roommate, no loud parties keeping you up all night, no note on your door telling you to sleep somewhere else. Instead, learn online at Independence University. Get your degree, but keep your life. And you'll also get a laptop and tablet to use in school, and you can keep them when you graduate. Learn online from professional instructors with real work experience. You get professional support in school and employment assistance when you graduate. Independence U, for an independent you.
1-800-234-3025.
Are you getting the most out of your Medicare plan? Are you sure? Many people with Medicare are eligible for plans that include extra benefits in addition to those found in original Medicare. Benefits like dental, vision, and prescription drug coverage. Call now to see if you're eligible to enroll. The consultation is free with no obligation to enroll. In addition to hospital and medical coverage, at no extra cost, you could also get coverage for prescription drugs, dental, hearing, vision, and more. In many areas, plans with benefits are available with $0 copays for many services, $0 monthly premiums, or $0 deductibles. That's hospital, medical, prescription drug, dental coverage, and more included in one plan with premiums that may be as low as $0 a month. Call now to see if you're eligible to enroll. The consultation is free and there's no obligation to enroll.
Call 1-800-521-3583. That's 1-800-521-3583.
Now, the local weather forecast for the High Plains.
Lots of clouds out there as we look over the Sublette metro area today. Taking a look at what's happening here at the station right now. 19 degrees, relative humidity 51. Those winds out of the north-northeast at 9, the barometric pressure holding steady. It feels a little fresh when you're first out there. Look at the current temperatures around the viewing area. Everybody in the lower 20s, upper teens. It's not going to warm up much today, folks. Just telling you that right now. Current dew points, look at this. Everybody with the temperatures down so low, everybody's around the 50% area. Winds, northeast, pretty much everywhere. Well, we get out here to Lamar. They get out closer to the mountains, and those winds have a tendency to be a little goofy anyway. But everybody else pretty much out of the north-northeasterly directions. Here's what we had yesterday at the Garden City Regional Airport. 29 was our high yesterday, 87 back in 1981. That's quite a difference. Yesterday morning when you walked out, though, 9 degrees slapped you in the face, 1 back in 1978. They did have just a trace of precipitation at the airport. Nothing to really write home about. All right, here's what we've got in store for today. It's going to be 28 degrees for our high. Winds are going to stay out of the east at about 10. Means the wind chill is going to be down there about 3 or 0. It's going to be fresh. All right, starting this afternoon and into the evening, we do have a 20% chance of some snow, maybe not a big accumulation. 16 for the overnight low. Winds are going to still stay out of the east. Then tomorrow, there is a 20% chance starting in the afternoon. It's going to be freezing rain, hopefully snow. Depends on, they're not really sure as to how this front's going to move through, or those warmer winds are going to start blowing in. So if it does start out as snow, then it's probably going to switch over to freezing rain or drizzle. High of 38. Okay, so here's the expected snow accumulations. You can see we get over in the northwestern part of the viewing area, nothing. Maybe an inch or more in our area, but you get over around Larned, Great Bend, Pratt, they could see an inch or 2. Then you get the further east you get into the viewing area, then we're talking maybe some freezing rain drizzle. They're not really sure on what kind of accumulations they're going to have. Then tomorrow night, 23 for the overnight low. There's where the winds are going to come around to the south-southeast at 11, switching around to the southwest. It'll start warming things up. And then you can see on the 7-day, we get back up into the 50s on Friday, 40s on Saturday, then back up into the 50s, 60 next week. That's a look at the weather. We'll be back with Troy and Lynn after this.
You want to feel connected, at one with your world. Informed, included, and inspired. So no matter where you are, when important things happen, we're here at all hours, in the moment, on every screen in your life. Your local TV and radio broadcasters. We investigate and inform, give back to the community, build the local economy, even save lives. America's #1 source for news, weather, and information. And unlike any other news source, we're here, 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 and here. We are broadcasters, always here for you, wherever here may be. Text TV to 52886. Tell Washington local stations matter.
40 million. That's the number of free phones still available and the number of how many Americans can still get prescriptions free.
Free could be wonderful.
That's why I'm still working at 77 years old to pay off my prescriptions.
I needed to have a prescription filled and I had to leave because I couldn't afford it.
Call now and see what's available for you. Free prescriptions. Over 10 million people get prescriptions free, and the program has expanded so another 40 million can. Free dental. Over 15,000 dentists have provided over $330 million in free dental work. Free cell phones. 40 million free cell phones are still available with free minutes and more.
Free cell phone would change my life right now because it is something I cannot afford to get.
Medical supplies like back braces, knee braces, and diabetic supplies may be covered too. The free RX Plus hotline has saved callers over $12 million on their prescription costs. These free programs are now available to 40 million more people. Call now.
College is great, but before you enroll, which do you think is a better way to earn your degree? degree. Live on campus in a dorm where you can't sleep, with a roommate you can't stand, attend lectures that you can't hear, with cafeteria food that you can't eat, or learn online at Independence University. On the porch with your puppy, in the kitchen with your kitten, on your bed with your bunny, your campus is wherever you want it to be. Heck, you could earn your degree while wearing your PJs or while eating BLT with your baby, because you don't go to college. College goes to you. Complete your courses around your schedule. That's independence. That's Independence University. No alarm clocks, no snoring roommate, no loud parties keeping you up all night, no note on your door telling you to sleep somewhere else. Instead, learn online at Independence University. Get your degree, but keep your life. And you'll also get a laptop and tablet to use in school, and you can keep them when you graduate. Learn online from professional instructors with real work experience. You get professional support in school and employment assistance when you graduate. Independence U, for an independent you.
1-800-234-3025.
And welcome back. I'm joined in studio today by Haskell County Sheriff Troy Briggs and Haskell County Attorney Lynn Kane. How are you today? I don't even want to talk to you anymore. Thanks for coming, Lynn. I appreciate you. How are you, Troy?
Doing great.
Okay, good. All right. Coming up this Friday, you guys have kind of a unique thing that, I don't know if other areas, schools are doing this or not, but I think it's kind of a good idea. You got a couple of programs you guys are going to start presenting in Satanta and in Sublette through the Sheriff's Department and stuff, and with help from the KBI too, right?
Right, yeah. We've done this actual presentation once before in Sublette. It was a few years ago. It's been updated a little bit. We intended to have both presentations in Sublette and Satanta Friday. Sublette had a school conflict, so we'll have to reschedule them. But this is something that's been around for a few years, and it's an educational piece for the students on cyberbullying, sexting, all the sort of ins and outs of some of those problems that can occur around that. KBI agent Bethany Popejoy will be doing the presentation. She does an awesome job, gracious to come down and help us out with it. And it's good for them to hear somewhat, maybe not from us sometimes, and hear from someone outside. And it's a great piece because as later on in the day we'll do a follow-up with the parents only, because a lot of parents, we did not grow up in that generation of internet availability all the time. In fact, we came to know about it later on in life. Kids nowadays, their exposure is so high, whether it's at school on a Chromebook, which is what we traditionally think of, but obviously smartphones, iPods, you name it, their accessibility to the internet is so high, but along with it comes these negatives such as cyberbullying and sexting.
That seems to be a really big deal now, because you're talking about some of the legal aspects too, though, of sexting and those types of things too, weren't you, Lynn? Before we went on air.
That's correct, and a big part of the presentation that Bethany puts it on is she talks about just the general terms of it, and then I talk about the legal ramifications on somebody if they get caught doing it. And kids, they don't think about, this is something that can get me in trouble. They live in this alternative reality, a lot of kids do, on social media, where that's their life, and then in turn allows other people to bully them and to send pictures back and forth. And anytime some of those pictures are sent, if they're sexual in nature of other kids, that's a felony in the state of Kansas. And every time they send it to another person, that's a felony in the state of Kansas. And just something like that these kids think is not a big deal. It can completely ruin their lives if it gets turned over to law enforcement, investigation happens. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to prevent that from occurring, in the future. We know what happens, but also at the same time educating the parents so the parents can have the right tools to address it at home and talk with their kids about it, and also what to look for on phones and on social media.
So is this really kind of a big problem in Southwest Kansas? You think, hey, we're way out here, small communities, small towns, and those types of things. But just not long ago, you guys posted a deal about this viral video that was going around that was kind of a scam deal too in the last couple of weeks, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So, it is happening?
Oh, absolutely. It's international. And I think if you want to look at the aspect of Southwest Kansas, while we feel isolated, the internet brings everyone together. It doesn't matter. For someone to have a good friend, let's say in California, before would have been nearly impossible, but now through the internet, through gaming, through texting, or through cyberspace in general, those connections to people all over the United States are instantaneous and easy to find.
So let me ask you this, because you have 2 school districts in Haskell County with Satanta and Sublette, and you have a deputy school resource officer in each school.
Yeah, in each school.
Okay. So, I mean, as far as the influence on that, I mean, is that a big influence? Does that help a lot? I mean, with them being, because I know Deputy Aaron Kane in Satanta, and we've done some stuff with him, but he has a very big social media footprint as far as what's going on in that district.
Right, and that's basically how you're going to connect with a lot of these kids and parents, in today's world, because they don't look at letters in the mail, they don't look at a newspaper anymore. But if they find it on social media, on a Facebook page or whatever, that's basically how the connection happens now versus the ways that we used to do it. Just as simple as someone not answering a phone call at the house because they don't recognize the caller ID.
Yeah.
Your way to connect now is Facebook, is the internet, and that social media presence.
Okay. Yeah, we had a little
I
problem.
want to stress too. I mean, our SROs in our school, it's key. It's integral in our community. Those guys are people that the kids tend to be able to trust and open up to. And for those to be our SROs to be in the school, the students can come to them, and the SROs just kind of know what's going on in our school. And they can then work with the school support staff, with law enforcement, with myself, and collaboratively come together to have ways to address issues. And this is one of those things that we're doing this Friday.
Okay, so all right, so you're going to have a session with just junior and senior high students, right?
Correct.
You're going to talk a lot about, and you have this pamphlet that you've given out that talks all about internet and drugs and cyberbullying and all kinds of stuff. And these are all donated locally. The cost of these that were handed out to students. And then that evening, on Friday evening at 7:00 in Satanta, you're going to have a meeting with just parents, right?
Correct.
No students.
Correct.
So no kiddos there. So, okay, let me ask you this. So when you guys have done this in the past, I mean, do you find that the students open up a lot more with questions and those types of things, and that the parents might be a little more laid back? Ooh, I don't really want to say anything if the kids are there.
When we do the session, when we did the session before with the students, I felt like the students just kind of had that deer in the headlights kind of look on their faces, because none of them realized what kind of ramifications this could have on them for the rest of their lives. And the parents, when we have these things, when we meet with the parents, and you hit that on them, and they realize, man, this could destroy my kid's life, they're more than willing to open up and ask questions and voice those concerns to us. And I do want to give a big shout out to Bethany Popejoy at the KBI, because she is, this is what she does. She gives these presentations to other schools, and she's really passionate about this subject and topic. And I've been here for 8 years, and she's worked hand in hand with me on various cases and with our law enforcement department on various cases throughout that time. And this is something she's really passionate about and does a great presentation on.
And Bethany, she's in Liberal, right? Isn't that where she offices?
Correct.
So if people didn't realize, we do have KBI agents in the area.
Right.
And they deal a lot with this stuff, though, too, don't they?
Right.
That's the sad part.
It's been pretty pervasive. DCF, Kansas DCF is also kind of in the middle of that as well. So just a little part about the educational piece with the parents. It's giving them knowledge that maybe the kids don't realize that they would know a little bit. So it gives them a little bit of an edge as far as being aware of what they're doing and what they're seeing.
It's one of those deals where they get home after school or that evening after athletics or whatever, and mom and dad are sitting there and they ask them, well, what about blah, blah, blah? And the kids are going to go, how do you know that?
Right.
Type of thing.
Or even if they don't say anything, they'll have at least the knowledge to know that they're utilizing certain apps, certain applications are definitely more dangerous than others. Snapchat obviously is a big one, but there's so many others out there that they need to be aware of that are even more anonymous than Snapchat or some of that. So,
okay. I think the one thing is as parents, they typically can talk to their kids, but it's hard to talk about kids about things you don't even know about.
Right.
And that's what's so important about the Friday evening session is just educating parents so they can know, hey, these things are going on in our community, and we need to sit down with our kids and have an open, candid conversation with them and know, I need to do this today. I don't need to wait till it's a problem and law enforcement's at my door talking to me about what my kid's doing at school.
So Friday night, 7 o'clock, Satanta High School. This is open to the public. Adults only. No students will be there. This is going to be an informative deal, and the best thing is, this is free of charge.
Absolutely.
So it doesn't cost you anything to show up, listen to Lynn and Bethany Popejoy, and the sheriff might be there too. Who knows? I don't know. He doesn't have much going on, so anyway. All right. But this ought to be really good. Let me know how this turns out.
Sure will.
All right. Troy, Lynn, thanks for coming by today.
Thanks for having us.
Stick around. I'll be back with more right after this.
College is great, but before you enroll, which do you think is a better way to earn your degree? Live on campus in a dorm where you can't sleep, with a roommate you can't stand, attend lectures that you can't hear, with cafeteria food that you can't eat, or learn online at Independence University. On the porch with your puppy, in the kitchen with your kitten, on your bed with your bunny, your campus is wherever you want it to be. That's Independence University. And you'll also get a laptop and tablet to use in school, and you can keep them when you graduate.
1-800-274-8142.
Are you getting the most out of your Medicare plan? Are you sure? Many people with Medicare are eligible for plans that include extra benefits in addition to those found in original Medicare. Benefits like dental, vision, and prescription drug coverage. Call now to see if you're eligible to enroll. The consultation is free with no obligation to enroll. In addition to hospital and medical coverage, at no extra cost, you could also get coverage for prescription drugs, dental, hearing, vision, and more. In many areas, plans with benefits are available with $0 copays for many services, $0 monthly premiums, or $0 deductibles. That's hospital, medical, prescription drug, dental coverage, and more included in one plan with premiums that may be as low as $0 a month. Call now to see if you're eligible to enroll. The consultation is free and there's no obligation to enroll.
Call 1-800-521-3583. That's 1-800-521-3583.
You want to feel connected, informed, included, inspired. So when important things happen, we're here. Your local TV and radio broadcasters. America's #1 source for news, weather, and information. On every screen in your life. We are broadcasters, always here for you, wherever here may be. Text TV to 52886. Tell Washington local stations matter.
You know what? If you've got an interest in this, learning more about the internet and what's going on and how your kids are acting and those kinds of things, this would be a very informative thing to go to. It's going to be 7 o'clock on this Friday at the Satanta High School. You'll be talking with Lynn Kane. He's the county attorney of Haskell County, and Bethany Popejoy. She is with the Kansas Bureau of Investigation. So if you want to know, go check it out. Let's look at the weather before we get out of here. Hey, it's warmed up a degree. It's 20 degrees now. Relative humidity is still hanging around halfway there at 50%. Winds have calmed down just a little bit out of the north-northeast at 6. Barometric pressure is holding steady. All right, now we do have a chance of freezing drizzle or snow coming in tomorrow afternoon. Be out of here pretty quick. Other than that, go out and have a great day. See you tomorrow.
Keep up to date with the latest information from TV23 on our Facebook page, KDGL TV.
Watch these magnificent honeybees, staying busy pollinating the world and making honey while they do it. But these bees are suffering. The Wi-Fi in their hive is slow and buffers constantly. They struggle to watch their shows on Netflix and surf Pinterest. Bees hate that. So what do you do if you're a buffering bee? You switch to Pioneer Communications, who offer 50 megabit internet that's as sweet as honey. They've made the jump, and so can you. Pioneer Communications, your community connected.
The skills you can develop in the Army National Guard can give you an edge in the high-tech job market of tomorrow. The Guard offers career training to take advantage of your interests in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Gain practical experience with emerging technology and equipment that you can transfer to an exciting new field. Get a head start on your career while serving part-time and earning money to pay for college. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn about all of the STEM career opportunities available to you in the Army National Guard.
College is great, but before you enroll, which do you think is a better way to earn your degree? Live on campus in a dorm where you can't sleep, with a roommate you can't stand, attend lectures that you can't hear, with cafeteria food that you can't eat, or learn online at Independence University. On the porch with your puppy, in the kitchen with your kitten, on your bed with your bunny, your campus is wherever you want it to be. Heck, you could earn your degree while wearing your PJs or while eating BLT with your baby, because you don't go to college. College goes to you. Complete your courses around your schedule. That's independence. That's Independence University. No alarm clocks, no snoring roommate, no loud parties keeping you up all night, no note on your door telling you to sleep somewhere else. Instead, learn online at Independence University. Get your degree, but keep your life. And you'll also get a laptop and tablet to use in school, and you can keep them when you graduate. Learn online from professional instructors with real work experience. You get professional support in school and employment assistance when you graduate. Independence U, for an independent you.
1-800-234-3025.
Portions of TV23's internet provided by SWKO Wireless Internet. Covering the High Plains with